Hey guys, it's ToProForuGames or Adam. Welcome back to some more Black Ops 3 Zombies, and in today's video we're going to be going over the best camping spots here on Shadows of Evil. Yes, I'm actually doing a video on Shadows of Evil. Now the reason why I'm doing this video is because you guys really seem to enjoy the camping spot video I posted on Horizon Traka, so I want to do the same thing but for Shadows, because there really isn't a good camping spot on Shadows of Evil. Well, up until now. Now it's not the most amazing camping spot in the world, but it works pretty damn well. And in this video, we're going to be going over everything you need to know and how to get to a higher round using this specific strategy. So this camping spot is actually located at the very top of the Ruby Rabbit, and this is in the canals section of the map for those that don't know. What you want to do is head to the very top of the Ruby Rabbit, and there will be a staircase in the ritual room. You can actually go up as well. So go to the ritual room, go up the staircase, and it'll be the first balcony you run into. There will be two balconies at the very top of the Ruby Rabbit. There'll be one without a railing, and that's where you want to go. And then there will be one with a railing. Now, the reason why you want to go to the one without the railing is just in case you get overrun, you can always drop down. And I'll have a couple of screenshots showing you guys exactly where this spot is. Now, the reason why I like this spot so much is because you're sitting at this balcony, right? You have your back towards the edge of the balcony. If you ever get overrun, you can always just easily drop down, and that you'll drop down literally right in front of the M8A7, and you can train there if you need to. And also, you just have this nice long hallway, again, similar to the length of the catwalk, and you can just sit there and pick off a ton of zombies. So what weapons work best here? What weapons are the most effective for this specific camping strategy? I personally like having either the M87 because it is literally right on the wall. Again, when you drop down from the balcony, you'll be like facing the M8A7, so if you need ammo for it, you can constantly get that. Probably not a good idea to have this weapon, you know, past round 32. I think around there, that's when it becomes pretty ineffective. So before that, you can have the M8A7 or the Gorgon is a really good weapon to have. The Draken, of course, similar weapons to what you would have on the Giant when camping on the catwalk there. And the Apothecary Servant is also a really good idea. Now, you probably won't be using the Apothecary Servant that much in this camping spot. It's more of a backup weapon. If something goes wrong and you drop down, you have this weapon to get you out of any bad situations. And of course, you want to have the sword. Having the sword for this strategy works incredibly well, and you also want to upgrade the sword, because what you can do is you can upgrade the sword. You can, I don't know what the ability is called, but the ability is that the sword will kind of just float around and kill zombies for you. That is really nice to have. You can kill zombies at the same time, and it just works so well with those specific weapons. And again, you don't have to use these weapons. I think that these guns that I mentioned work best with this strategy. Now, having the right perks for this spot is incredibly important as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over actually two sets of perks, one for solo and one for co-op. And by the way, this spot works the best when playing either with just solo or 2 players. 3 players at maximum. I find when you have 4 people, it's just a little too crowded, but I think the ideal amount of players you want to have for this is 2, okay? So if you're playing a game of solo, the perks I recommend you have is Quick Revive, Juggernog, Speed Cola, and Double Tap 2.0. And if you can get a 5th perk, I highly recommend getting Mule Kick, because you want to have your 3rd weapon being the Apothecary Servant, or your 2nd weapon, it doesn't matter. Again, have that as a backup weapon just in case something goes wrong, especially if you're playing solo. Now, if you're playing co-op, what you can do is you can just take away Quick Revive, because you don't really need that. Juggernog, Double Tap, Speed Cola, and again, Mule Kick only if you have the Apothecary Servant. If you don't have the Apothecary Servant, you can either put on Widow's Wine, which really isn't that useful, but just in case, it is nice to have, but since you're camping, you don't really need Widow's Wine, or you can throw on like Stamina if you want, but again, you don't really need Stamina. But if you do have the Apothecary Servant, again, I really do recommend having Mule Kick, just so you can have like the Gorgon, the Draken, or the Gorgon, or the M8, whatever you decide to have, and have that but possibly can serve it as your, again, backup weapon or your safety weapon. So one thing that we have to talk about is the Margwa, because camping on Shadows of Evil is tough when you have the Margwa. And of course, you're gonna have to move sometimes when the Margwa spawns in. But here's actually a really cool thing about the spot is when the Margwa spawns in, he usually spawns in kind of by where the actual canals are. And it takes him a while to actually get up to you. And that's kind of nice. And what I usually do is whenever the Margwa spawns in, you can try to kill him just by dropping down and shooting him. Or what you can do is you can actually, as soon as he spawns in, wait till he kind of gets up there, drop down, and go call in the Civil Protector, and the Civil Protector will just melt this guy instantly. And again, you know, once he dies, the Civil Protector can kind of help you out, but that is a really good thing to do. And if you don't have the Civil Protector, you're just going to have to run around and shoot him. You can use your sword as well. That works pretty well. But again, I really recommend having that Civil Protector just because it kills him so quickly, and the only time you really need the Civil Protector is for when the actual Margwa spawns in. So the one thing you kind of need to watch out for when camping here is the flies, because they'll spawn in and they'll kind of hover behind you and they'll shoot at you, and it is very important that you have the shield just to block those shots. So really make sure you always have a shield. And the awesome thing about this spot as well is the shield is just so close, and you can craft it really close. It is literally right underneath you, so if your shield ever breaks, just drop down and pick up a new shield right away. And if you're playing with two players, or you and someone else, or you're playing with you and two other people, just have someone kind of keep an eye out for those flies, and if they ever spawn in, just make sure you have one person kind of killing those. If you're playing solo, they really aren't that big of a deal, but just again, make sure you have a shield, and that will protect you from that one specific thing. So that's pretty much everything you need to know about this specific camping spot on Shadows of Evil. And like I mentioned, the really only down part to this spot are those flies, because it's kind of annoying trying to kill them, especially mid-round. And another thing is setup. It does take a long time to set up to get to this camping spot, or to have everything you need for this camping spot. And you have to, of course, get the pack-a-punch, get your weapons, get your perks, get the Civil Protector, get the sword, upgrade the sword. You know, it takes a long time to get everything going. It might take you about an hour, but, you know, it is a really good camping spot. If you want to camp somewhere on Shadows of Evil, you don't feel like trading, you want to camp with your friends, I really recommend trying this spot. It does work really well. So anyways, guys, that is all for now. If you enjoyed the video, like always, make sure to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Black Ops 3 Zombies content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.